What's up, guys? I have a new Android head unit 8.0 for the Toyota Tundra, and we're just gonna dive straight into it. Let's get it. First thing you want to look at when it comes to a new head unit is let's look at boot times. Now the car is cold boot, so it's been off for over a day, over 24 hours. Let's see how fast it boots.
And be a genie out of the stretch.
There you go. I'm listening to some AM radio. This car belongs to my father, and he's big on listening to sports and stuff like that. So he's a big fan of the radio. Now, a lot of his needs aren't exactly my needs. I don't listen to radios or anything. I listen to Pandora, Spotify. So his saying is it's very clear. The radio has been good, reliable, no issues. It's been saving his presets. Now he's coming up from a very old system. Now it's a leap. When he was looking, it's a Tundra, so it's a workhorse, right? He uses it for his job. It's to carry things, but his original head unit looked like absolute crap. But instead of having a calculator, he has something nice like this. I gave him these buttons, which he likes. We were thinking about the full touchscreen, but for somebody around his age, I think knobs and all that, it's a lot easier to use and a lot simpler. So, check out this unit. Now, it's actually very bright, so I gotta tone down the brightness on my... There you go. Now it's matching more of the thing, and you can see it very clearly. And he still kept the little, if you can see that, little screen protector it came with. It's not the perfect one, but he likes it because, again, this is a workhorse. So the kind of like built-in screen protector you kind of usually peel off is still there because he wants to keep it nice and minty. So it's nice to have the addition. But talking more about the software, my dad, he's about 55, 60 years old now. Actually about 61, and you might ask, is it hard to use Android 8.0 or he's an iPhone guy, so he uses the iPhone 7 Plus to connect to this through Bluetooth to call and everything. So it works phenomenally well with the iPhone. It's like any kind of Bluetooth, but it's quick, it syncs up very fast with his iPhone, and his calls are crispy clear. There's some built-in microphones here, so you don't have to reroute anything. You could if you want, but the built-in microphone sounds perfectly clear for him, and it's it's adequate. So let's keep moving on to the software. There's just this interface is very clean. He has his radio presets. There's these hard buttons for him. He likes to listen to, he's an older guy, so he likes to listen to things like CDs and DVDs. So if we hit this disc, it's gonna load up the DVD drive / CD drive. So you could watch DVD movies, and let's see what he listens to. Music to my ears. Yeah, and it works anyway. You can use these dials to change the tracks and things like that. So it's all to his fingertips. And also, speaking of fingertips, steering wheel controls with no additional charge. Everything is pretty much included with this. So you can adjust volume, it's actually programmable. So if you wanted the volume up to be another command, or this thing to be, let's say you don't use your calls a lot, you can change this to, GPS when you press this. So all these buttons are macroed if you want to reprogram it. But the way I programmed it is, the way it should be programmed. This one slaps. Also, the little beeps you hear right there, you can turn them off. He prefers to keep them on because the beeping helps him with the feedback. And if you hold this, it turns it off. So, software-wise, it's very easy to use. My dad, who is an iPhone user, loves this kind of setup because first of all, the one he had before, it looked like a calculator. Now it works splendid, and this car now has a backup camera, which is very important when you have a truck. You know, in this day and age, all trucks have, you know, this is a 2011 model, but before then, you know, it wasn't mandated to have a backup camera at all, or it was, so he has a hard time, okay, anybody will have a hard time kind of parking their big trucks. So having a backup camera is a huge plus. All right, so I'm gonna talk about build quality real quick and how, just the build quality of these knobs and stuff like that. Now the front finish is glossy, which, you know, piano black, it does look good. When it gets dirty, you know, you gotta wipe it down. So it does look good, and it actually, you know, fits with the interior very well. You know, this part is glossy too, but more of a gray color. But the original head unit was also black too. So, and it feels like a high quality plastic. Now, you remember, this is a truck, and you know, scratches could happen because it's a shiny plastic and it's more obvious than, you know, a different finish. But I think it's a nice finish, and it is kind of plasticky, but I mean, what are you gonna do? It can't be made out of metal or anything, or a different kind of stronger plastic. Now the buttons wise, they feel good. They're kind of mushy, but not a big deal. I like the little silver accents a little bit. And there you go. Here's the GPS if you guys are interested. Cigic is actually a really good GPS, and I don't want to show you guys where I live, so don't kill me or anything. It's just joking. But here you go. You got the SD cards and stuff. Let's see this flap and check out the build quality of this thing. Micro SD, and I believe that's a mini B. So not opting for the micro, but a mini USB. And then RST, that is your reset button. So if you need to reset it, you can press that little button right there. But yeah, these knobs are really good. Also with this, it's good. It's like OEM, feels nice, way better than the actual OEM unit when it comes to like Bluetooth functionality and what's on screen. But also, let's continue to build quality. Let's look at the screen. Okay, you know, usual screen stuff. It does have some glare, but from where I'm sitting right here, no issues at all. And let's see if the colors shift at all. You know, looks like a nice, good display. The colors aren't really shifting and turning inverted really. Okay, it's kind of inverted here, but no one will ever kind of look at it from this angle. From passenger and driver, you're looking at a good setup. Let's do the tests with sunglasses. So here how it looks like with polarized lenses. Let's see if it looks any different. Nope, still good. So there's that test. Good. All right, let's dive into app integrations and let's see what it has. Calendar, radio, and of course music if you have it. There's built-in storage with this, so if you're looking for that, it's good. I like the setup. It's clean, it's aesthetically pleasing, modern, and you know, it's simple but a nice design, not cheesy at all or tacky. Bluetooth, DVR, and then if you want to watch videos on this head unit, another widget for Bluetooth, so you can swap. Let's say you need the calendar, you want Bluetooth right there, an option. And if you can see right here, this is a steering wheel programming and how you can program it. There is some AV ins. That is basically your video outputs if you're trying to play, you know, Super Nintendo or whatever. Anything with a composite cable, not the Super. So take a look at that. You got music, file browser. You know, you can read the rest. Let's look into amplifier because this is a head unit. This is how my dad set it up, so I don't really want to mess with it, but you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 band equalizer. You can increase the loudness, the fade, etc. And you know, this is my dad's car, and it's a big upgrade over stock. The music sounds cleaner, the music sounds louder, and the OEM's unit is garbage. Now you're gonna say, like, is this as good as a Pioneer? Honestly, for all the haters, it does sound as good as my Harman Kardon package on my car. So yes, Pioneer might sound a little bit better, but you know, audiophiles, whatever, it pretty much sounds the same as kind of like your new setup. If you really want the best sounds, you have to get extra amplification and blah blah blah, run component cables and whatever, okay, mono block subs and whatever. But we're not talking about this. My dad doesn't really care about that. It does sound better than stock, and something comparable if you get a head unit from whatever. So there's amplification, you got gallery, this is Bluetooth again, you can install new apps. So if you don't want to go to the Play Store, you could install APKs, which is kind of like apps, whatever you want. I like to install some cracked apps. Guys, it's your boy John, back again with another video. Today we're gonna take a look at cracked apps. Check out cracked apps right here if you want to learn some new cracked apps, basically Spotify for free, Pandora that you can download, etc. It's nice. Easy Connect is for the iPhone 7 integration, which is super cool. So if you want to have your phone mirrored, kind of like Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you can have your phone mirrored onto the screen. So your buddies are on the side on Instagram. You kind of want to see their Instagram stories on your head unit. This does have the capabilities. I haven't really used it because I don't really see a need, but it's there if you want to mirror your iPhone or Android device onto this. You can kind of see right there. You can mirror it through Wi-Fi with Apple, Wi-Fi, or USB with Android. Again, something I don't use, but it's there. And your normal your Google Maps stuff and Google Maps, Google App stuff. Sorry, Play Store and Torque. So this can work with OBD2 readers if you want to have your car readings. This actually comes with Torque, which is nice because Torque is actually a program that you need to pay for. I don't have an OBD2 port hooked up currently. They're really cheap if you really want like your data right here to really wow your passengers. People are like, what? GTR life, right? Because GTRs have something like this from the factory. If you really want to do something like that, then it's there. Record your quarter mile, 0 to 60. This is a truck, stuff like that my dad wouldn't even care about, but it's there if you want it. And that's the whole point of an Android head unit, to have options, okay? You want options, you got it with this bad boy. Car TMS, that's if you want to measure your car tire pressure. I don't have the sensors you need to pair it specifically for this. This car does have TPMS, but it's through the factory ECU. So, but it is there, and you can look at all those settings. Cool. I don't know what Z-Box is. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Yeah, so I don't know what Z-Box is, but if you guys know what that is, cool. Right, next thing I want to talk about is install. Is it easy to install? If you never install a car head unit, is it crazy? I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna crush your doubts. It's so easy. My little brother can do it, and that dude does not know crap about cars or anything. Now, when it comes to removing something like this, it might be daunting at first, but it's just clips. You pull this out, then you pull this out, and you basically unscrew the head unit. That's it. It's really easy. You just pull. Now look at your car specifically if you need help, but the install is super easy. Now the most challenging thing that people usually see is not removing panels because they're just clipped in together, but it's installing the wiring harness. Now if you buy from Sakane, it's so easy. It took me 5 minutes to install this. 5 minutes. And you're like, John, well, you're used to installing stuff. Okay, let's say if you're not as fast as me, literally it's just one plug. So it took me 5 minutes to kind of open this up, and then like a few seconds to plug in the harness. The wiring from Sakane comes pre-wired for your specific unit. So when it comes to this, I just basically unplug the OEM unit, plug in the harness, and everything fired up. Sounds great. Now, if you want to wire reverse camera, then that's going to be a little bit time consuming, okay? Because then you get the, wire all that. But I'm talking about just having the unit working with sound playing, everything working, dimmer switches. If you don't know what dimmer is, when you turn on your headlights, Then it dims the screen. I don't know if you saw that, but see that? So all those wiring is pre-built in. Stereo control wires, dimmer switches, audio, power, accessories, radio, all that is pre-wired for you. You just plug and play like Legos. So easy to install. But if you want other stuff like, hey, can I get USB or aux on this port right here, then it's very possible to do. And of course that's gonna take a little bit extra. Same with the reverse camera. And also the only thing I want to note is if you guys have an amplification, you just have to tap the remote on. That's it. For my WRX, ooh, let's check out that beauty right there. It basically needed a turn on amp function because I have the Harman Kardon package, but super easy to do. It took me another like 15 seconds to do. But install is so easy. If you ever install a Pioneer or Kenwood or whatever, you have to buy these brackets. So, because you know they're square, right? They're like 198 by whatever 102 or something. So they're just a square. So you have to buy brackets. You have to worry about what kind of wiring harness. You have to wire it. You can have places like Crunchfield to pre-wire for you, but it's expensive. The list goes on. This you buy. You don't have to buy any bezels, and look, it's like OEM, right? Looks like it belongs. It makes your crappy head interior look like a, I don't know, like a Tesla. Look at that. So install, it's a cinch. Don't worry about it. If you guys have questions, of course, try to read the manual and stuff, and it's fun to install stuff. Something like this is very rewarding if you do it yourself, instead of having a guy from Best Buy who doesn't really care about your car or anything scratch it up. I'm just, not everyone's like that, but I'm saying it's do the work yourself and you'll thank me later, because it's more rewarding when you do something yourself. Wrapping things up, is this a head unit I recommend for an older person like my dad who's 60? Hell yeah. Reverse camera, big buttons. My dad's a very touchscreen guy, so the touchscreen is what makes it so easy for my dad. You know, those calculators are really, there's just a few buttons, but when my dad sees radio, then he can click radio, etc. Let's see, you know, you can click on, you can just tap these. It makes it so easy, because when you get older, I feel like you need to be more visual than, because you don't, you know, it's not, they didn't grow up with this stuff, so when they see stuff like this where they can just tap, and it's very, even though he's an iPhone user, it's still very easy to use. So it's very intuitive, and he's very familiar with it, so he has no issues navigating with this, even though he's a 6-year-old Vietnamese man who came here from Vietnam like you know, 30 years ago, whatever. So it's easy for him. I'm pretty sure it'll be easy for you guys too. I love this unit. It's the newest Android 8.0. What kind of features does that bring? Something about notification, security, blah, blah, blah. But look at all these cool settings you can do. Don't worry about that. If you're worrying about install, or if it's too hard to use, or if it works with the iPhone or not, my dad is an iPhone user and he loves this stuff. Very easy to do. Other than that, I have no other, you know, questions. This is so easy. I know I've been saying easy a lot. You guys shouldn't be stressing about how hard it is to install. It's easy peasy, as they would say. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped on the new Android 8.0 from Sakane. I mean, look at this interior. What is it? A Tesla truck? Is this the new Tesla truck that's coming out? Alright guys, later boys, peace out, and don't forget to subscribe or ask questions.